My name's Jenny, and this is the story of my life. A life that was not easy, but full of lessons that changed my heart forever. Have you ever felt invisible in your own home? I was 20 years old, living in a small house with my father, my stepmother, and my stepsister Anna. My mother passed away when I was very young, so I barely remembered her face. Sometimes late at night, I tried to imagine what her voice sounded like, and that thought alone made my chest feel heavy. My father loved me deeply when I was a child. He used to carry me on his shoulders, buy me sweet bread from the corner shop, and tell me that I was his little star. But life changes people, sometimes slowly, sometimes all at once. When he married again, everything in our home changed in a way I never expected. My stepmother came into our lives with a cold smile and sharp eyes. From the first day, I felt something was wrong. She did not shout or hit me, but her silence was heavier than words. She did not like me, and I knew it. On the other hand, she loved Anna, her own daughter, with all her heart. Why is love so uneven in the same house? Anna was only 1 year younger than me, but we lived in two very different worlds. Anna was lazy and careless. She spent her days playing games on her phone, talking to friends, or shopping online for clothes she did not need. She never helped in the house. She never washed dishes or cleaned the floor. When the trash was full, she simply walked past it. When food was ready, she was always the first to sit at the table. On the other hand, did everything. I cleaned the house from morning to night. I cooked meals, washed clothes by hand, and went to the market every day. I carried heavy bags of rice, vegetables, and bottles of water back home. My arms were often sore, and my back hurt, but I never complained. Sometimes strength is quiet, and no one notices it. My stepmother never thanked me, not once. If the floor was clean, she said nothing. If the food tasted good, she praised Anna instead. Many nights I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, asking myself, am I really part of this family? I felt invisible, like a shadow moving quietly from room to room. When I turned 18, things became even harder. My stepmother started talking about finding a boyfriend for Anna. Anna is grown up now, she said proudly. She must meet nice boys and choose a good future. But what about me? No one ever asked what I wanted. One day, my stepmother said, wear your best dress and go to the school fair. Many boys will be there. They will notice you. She was speaking to Anna, of course. I stood nearby holding a basket of laundry, pretending not to listen. Listening hurts more than silence sometimes. My father heard the conversation. He looked at me and said kindly, Jenny, you can go too. Be someone like you as well. His words surprised me. For a moment, my heart felt warm. Hope can appear in the smallest sentence. I gathered my courage and asked my stepmother softly, can I wear a new dress? My old one is dirty and too small. She laughed. Cold, sharp laugh. A new dress? No, Jenny. You have old clothes. Wear those. Don't waste money. Her words cut deeper than a knife. I nodded quietly and went back to my work. I learned early that asking can sometimes hurt more than silence. On the day of the fair, Anna wore a beautiful white dress. It flowed like a cloud, and she wore a gold necklace that shined in the sun. She looked like someone from a magazine. I wore my old faded dress. The color was dull, and the fabric felt thin. Have you ever stood next to someone and felt smaller than ever before? My heart sank. I thought, no one will ever notice me. At the fair, I walked behind Anna quietly, trying not to be seen. I watched people laugh, eat, and enjoy the music. Suddenly, something unexpected happened. Sometimes life changes when you least expect it. I saw him. He was a young man with a friendly smile and kind eyes. He did not look at Anna. He looked at me. My heart started beating fast. Hello, he said. What is your name? I was shocked.
Ow.
No one had spoken to me like that before. Jenny, I said quietly, my voice shaking. He smiled warmly. You are very kind, he said. I see you helping everyone. I like that. Can one sentence change your whole day? Before I could reply, my stepsister frowned. We must go now, she said coldly. Mother is waiting. She pulled me away. I looked back, and the young man smiled at me again. That smile stayed in my mind all night.
Oh.
The next week, my stepmother made a strange plan. Anna, wear Jenny's old dress, she said suddenly. Jenny will wear your beautiful dress. I felt nervous. Why would she do this? But I had no choice. I followed her orders. At the fair again, I wore Anna's beautiful dress and the gold necklace. When we arrived, people looked at me. They smiled. Some whispered, "Who is she?" Have you ever felt seen for the first time in your life? The young man came to me immediately. "You are amazing," he said. "I want to meet your family. Can I visit your home?" My stepsister's face turned red with anger. My stepmother forced a smile, but her eyes were dark. Jealousy is loud, even when no one speaks. A few days later, my stepmother asked me to go to the park to collect flowers. I felt uneasy, but I went. While walking, I slipped on wet grass and hurt my leg badly. I could not stand. I felt scared and alone. "What do you do when you fall and no one is there?" I called the young man. He came quickly, carried me home, brought food and medicine, and visited me every day. My heart slowly filled with hope. At last, my father noticed my hard work. "Jenny," he said, "I am proud of you. You are brave, kind, and strong. Sometimes recognition comes late, but it still matters." After the accident, my leg slowly healed, but something else inside me changed forever. Have you ever felt your heart grow stronger after pain? The young man visited me every day, brought soup, fruits, and small flowers. He listened when I talked and stayed quiet when I needed rest. He never rushed me. He never judged me. For the first time in my life, I felt safe. My father watched all of this quietly. One evening after dinner, he sat next to me and said, "Jenny, I did not see your pain before. I am sorry. Can one apology heal years of silence?" His voice was soft, and his eyes were full of regret. I nodded, unable to speak. My heart felt heavy, but also warm. Meanwhile, my stepmother and Anna grew colder every day. They spoke to me less. When they did, their words were sharp. They told others that I was lazy, that I was lucky, that I did not deserve attention. Why do people try to break what they fear? I chose not to fight back. I focused on my studies, my work, and my own peace. The young man and I became close friends. We talked about life, dreams, and fears. We laughed at small things. We helped neighbors together. Slowly, without loud promises, love grew between us. True love does not rush, it waits. One day my father organized a small family gathering. My stepmother tried hard to make Anna look perfect. She gave her new clothes and told her to smile sweetly. She told me to stay quiet and help in the kitchen. Old habits die hard. When the young man arrived, the room became silent. He greeted everyone politely, but his eyes looked for me. When he saw me, he smiled warmly. "Jenny," he said, "I want to be with you. I like you for who you are. What if love finally chooses you?" My father smiled proudly. "Jenny deserves happiness," he said. My stepmother said nothing. Anna looked away. Her silence did not hurt me anymore. When you grow strong, words lose power. Months passed. Life became calmer. I continued working hard, but now I worked for myself too. I felt respected. I felt seen. Then one day, the young man asked me to marry him. Some dreams come quietly, without warning. I said yes. We had a small, beautiful wedding. My father stood beside me, smiling with pride. My stepmother and Anna were there, quiet and distant, but I did not mind. Peace feels better than revenge. Now I am happy. I have a loving husband, a caring father, and a life built on kindness and patience. Life is not always fair, but I learned something important. Kind hearts always find their way home. If this story touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and subscribe to hear more stories about strength, kindness, and hope. Leave a comment and tell us, have you ever felt invisible but kept going anyway? 'Cause your story matters too.